She bought an abandoned house for just $1, thinking it was her fresh start. But what she found beneath the kitchen floor would uncover a secret buried for 30 years. This wasn't just any house. It was hiding a locked basement, an old diary, and the voice of a girl who had been silenced by her own family. The townspeople called it cursed. Her dog wouldn't stop barking at the floor. And the first night she slept there, something didn't feel right. What she discovered next would turn a forgotten home into a national headline and make her a hero no one saw coming. This is a haunting true story of Hoa Kerin and the house that whispered the truth. Stay with us, because this story changes everything. If these walls could talk, they'd scream. That's what the old man at the auction whispered when Hoa Kerin bought the abandoned house for just $1. Most people laughed at her. The house on Maple Hill Road had been empty for nearly 3 decades. Windows shattered, roof half gone, weeds tall enough to hide a car. But Hoa wasn't just anyone. After a bitter divorce and losing her job in the city, she was desperate for a fresh start. This house, this wreck, was her only chance to rebuild her life. She moved in with nothing but a duffel bag, a toolbox, and her loyal dog Max. But from the very first night, something felt off. Max wouldn't stop barking at the kitchen floor. Every time she stepped near the old linoleum, he growled like something was underneath. The next morning, Hoa pulled back the floor, and that's when she found it, a metal ring, screwed into a hidden trapdoor. She yanked it open. The hinges screamed like they'd been silent for decades. A cold gusted her face as she peered into the darkness below. There, covered in dust and cobwebs, was a narrow ladder leading into a basement she didn't know existed. She grabbed a flashlight and climbed down. The air was thick, silent, like time had stopped, and in the middle of the room sat an old wooden chest, sealed with rusted chains. Next to it, a small shoebox full of photographs. They were faded, 90s style. One showed a smiling family of 4, standing right in front of this very house. But the little girl in the picture, her eyes weren't smiling. There was something haunting about her face. Hoa turned the photo over. On the back, written in shaky pen, Emily, March 17, 1995. Exactly 30 years ago, to the day. Hoa's heart pounded. She rushed back up, grabbed her bolt cutters, and returned to the basement. With a loud snap, the chest popped open. Inside was an old leather-bound diary, wrapped in cloth. The first page read, "If you're reading this, I didn't make it out. My name is Emily Grace. I'm 14. My parents think I'm possessed, but I'm just trying to survive." Page after page, Emily told her story. She'd been kept locked inside this house. Her father, a strict local pastor, believed her mental health issues were a curse. She wasn't allowed to go to school. She wasn't allowed to leave. She wrote about crying herself to sleep, praying someone would hear her. They say they're sealing the basement tomorrow. If I don't write again, someone, please find me. That was the last entry. Hoa sat there, frozen. Tears ran down her face. She took the diary to the local sheriff, who at first didn't take her seriously. But when she showed them the photos, the diary, and a bracelet with EG engraved on it, found buried under basement stairs, they reopened a cold case from 1995. It turns out the Grace family never moved away like the town thought. Their bank accounts hadn't been touched, their passports unused. A week later, the truth was uncovered. The remains of a young girl were found buried beneath the garden shed. DNA confirmed it was Emily Grace. Her parents had both died years ago in a car accident, never held accountable. But their secret, their abuse, had finally come to light. Hoa Kerin was hailed as a hero, but she didn't feel like one. She turned the house into a shelter, a safe haven for runaway teens and abused children. She called it the Emily Grace Center. Every March 17th, she lays white lilies under the tree by the shed, the place where Emily's voice was finally heard, after 30 years of silence. Not all houses are haunted by ghosts. Some are haunted by the truth. And thanks to Hoa Kerin, one forgotten girl was never forgotten again.